大家早上好 ，Good morning everyone. Okay, today we are not going out. 今天我们不会出去看看，不会出去逛逛。We won't be going out to sightsee or introduce new places. For this episode today, 我们今天这一集我们要上一堂课。We're going to go attend a class. What class? 什么课呢？这堂课会教我们怎样去识别这个网上这个购物的这些诈骗的案子。Okay. So this class will actually teach us some skills and tips on how to identify some e-commerce scams that we see nowadays. Okay, so sit tight and enjoy. 坐好好哇，放松一下。我们这个课程大概1个小时。This class will last actually for 1 hour. It's actually presented by our Singapore Digital Office. 这个课程是我们这个新加坡的这个 Digital Office 带来的，所以你们记得要留意一下，要听好哦。So all of you remember to listen well and learn some e-commerce scam tips, okay? 学习一下怎样去识别，怎样去了解和知道这个网上购物的诈骗案，好吗？我们现在去学习一下 ，Let's go and learn a bit, yeah.
大家下午好，
下午好，
下午好。
可以听到我在说话了哈。好，大家都吃饱了。好，我们今天要来讲一讲一个不同的一个那个课题啊。今天课题围绕着最近我们的生活有很多人被骗的这个课题，所以相当重要的啊。Today I'm going to share about some scam subject. So I will have my colleagues to help me to speak. After me will be in English. So as usual, I will start with Mandarin first, and then followed by English. 同样的，我今天呢，今天特别啊，今天开始我有一位新的同事，他会加入我们的团队，通常呢，我是以中文，然后再以英语来讲解哈。但是今天呢，我就要以中文，然后我这位同事呢，他就会跟大家以英语的讲解啊。再讲一下这位同事他的背景吧。他呢参与我们公司大概有一年出吧，但是他有丰富的那个经验，他在中国生活了一段日子。而且呢，他也是在我们义务的，他现在是义务，跟那个政府部门啊，警察部队里面还是有做义务的服务，所以他对这方面知识非常丰富啊。好，听得到我说话吗？我看到有人留言说听不清楚啊。好，应该是听得清楚了。好，我们现在就来开始吧啊。开始今天的学习，跟大家分享我的桌面，这个就是今天我要分享的，就是商务骗局，跳的声音相当现在呢就是对，现在就是非常流行的，就是很多东西我们都是用电子上网交易。所以今天要讲的就是这个电子商务的诈骗，他们到底是怎么样来的，然后怎么样影响到我们现在很多人的那个生活啊。所以最主要的学习目标呢，就是我们要能够了解到这个商务骗局它到底是怎么样运作，还有哪一类的骗局，还有它的形式。他们如何骗取我们，我们要了解如何保护自己，这个是非常重要的。我就发现有一些年长者，他常跟我说：“哎呀，我年纪大了，我不想学手机啊，我这个我那个的。”但是他们就忽略了这一方面。如果你不学习，你就会遇到一些问题啊。那遇到问题的时候，很容易受骗。所以我们今天来学习一下，到底现在的那个电子商务的那个骗局，他们到底是怎么来影响我们的生活 你会看到呢，目前我屏幕上我看到的哈，就是新加坡的那个排名第5的一个骗局之一啊，就是这个诈骗啊，就是电子商务平台啊。电子商务平台是什么？就是我有这条线在这里啊，为什么有这条线去不掉？等一下，我把那个线擦掉啊，好了，线擦掉以后，OK 好了所以刚才呢就讲到这个平台啊，那是什么样的平台呢？大家都很熟悉吧？大家有听到这个 Lazada， 好像这个每个几乎每一天都有这样的一个广告在打Lazada 啦，就是从开始是11月11号开始嘛就是几年前他们就开始每一个月他都有供这个市场12月12号、1月1号就春节，然后就2月2号、3月3号、4月4号、5月5号、6月6号这样的每一个月都有很多人在上网购物，但是我们看到这样的一个趋势，就是越来越多的交易都是在网上，所以当我们在上网的时候，我们必须要明白我们到底是在做什么。那如果你看我这个图啊，这个就是电子平台的一个商务骗局，占最大多数的就是这个 Carousel37%。Carousel 就是一个平台，上回我有说过嘛，这个平台就是让那些公司跟我们这些我们这些平民啊，我们要买东西，我们可以交易，或者是我们自己就是消费者和消费者之间也可以做交易这边这个 Carousel 的那个诈骗呢是最高的，占最高的。2021年里面呢就有这么多2000件里面，2000起这样的一个事件里面呢，它就占了37%就是差不多要1998这么多。那接下来的就是我们讲到的就是 Facebook， 就是我们的面书或者叫做面部。面书呢，为什么它会有呢？因为面书上面它也有这个，我们可以分享我们的故事，也可以分享可以卖东西、买东西这样的一个平台。但是如果我们不清楚的话，也很容易的被骗然后我们继续来看一下，那他们到底是怎么样来做这个诈骗的呢？通常呢，他们就是放那些假的消息啦，就好像一些工作啦，工资非常的诱人上一阵子不是有一个马来西亚一个年轻人，他在一个 Facebook 就是面书上面看到一条那个可以拿到一个很优惠的工作，而且很简单，就是好像打电话这样，结果他就是受害了。然后等一下我们来继续看一下到底是发生什么事。另外一个呢，就是说有一些商家电子商家，他是以特别低的价格，如果你有上 Facebook， 你会看到有时候他们会说一双鞋子才1块钱你以为有这样的事情，1块钱真的，如果你去看的话，它是有这样的一个东西。当你跟他交易的时候，你把钱汇过去，他说不是1块钱，这是起步价1块钱，但是你要标这个产品，那当然你来标的话，肯定他在后面一直调高价格。然后如果你真的觉得你买到是好货的时候，他是没有发货给你，或者是退款，或者什么样的理由都可以另外一种呢，就是贷款，这些贷款也是非法的或者就是假冒银行的一些人然后骗取我们这些人的钱那还有一个就是送包裹的啦，之前我也有收到说你有一个包裹在那个 那个转换中心里面发现一些问题，你要登录这个网站，然后把你个人消息信息打进去，那我肯定是知道，因为我没有买东西，我就知道这个是假的，我就不要管它，不要回复它。在这之前也有一个很多人就是感到很迷茫，因为我们的有一个短讯啊，他说我们的那个新 pass 错误啊，很多人就被他骗哦。所以呢，我说如果我们年长的你有什么问题，好像是新 pass 这些问题，你发现有什么不对劲的，你不要自己去做，你赶快拿到我们的那个数码大使，马上联系我们数码大使帮你查看，因为我们的数码大使是相当优秀，每个都懂得怎么样辨别这些骗局啊。如果你看一下这个骗局，它有哪几种，到底是多少钱呢？如果你看一下这里嘛，上面这个这个就是说我们现在在招人就是一天你能够赚50到350元，那就是看你，而且是部分时间的，不必是全职的，而且在家里做，那很多人就是这样的一个优惠一个被骗了，被吸引还有当然有其他的啦，那好像是说以那个美色来吸引一些人去上钩啦，或者是接下来就是贷款啦，很严重的当然是现在我们所说的今天所讲的这个电子商务，这个也很重要。你看现在在2018年的时候是2161一起的这样的一个骗局，2019就是在我们还没有新冠之前就增加了30%，但是现在更多了每天新闻都会报道，每天新闻都会有提醒我们不要那个很容易受骗。那如果你看这里我所跟大家分享的就是说今年就是这个应该是在2020年的一个信息，我目前还没有看到最新的。那如果你看就是2020年的时候它就是翻倍了，为什么呢？因为就是因为这个冠病的关系，很多人都没有怎么讲，就是做生意失败或者什么的，所以很多公司它的那个骗局它就改变了形式所以它那个事件里面从那个电子商务的诈骗是最常见的在总数18000起里面中就有2000起就是这个是前年的一个报告然后呢那个最贵的一个骗局就是17.5万新元，哇，那个很多钱就是一个受害者呢，他就是上这个 Carousel 买了一箱外科口罩他就是跟人家做交易也付钱了，但是他付钱之后呢，这个商家就联系不上也没有发货，所以这个钱，因为这个 Carousel 它虽然它是一个平台，但是它不负责关于买家卖家两方面的纠纷，他们是属于只给你一个平台，然后你在上面买东西的话，你必须要很小心要很谨慎所以呢它这个是最大宗的就是17万很多钱那有怎么样的一些诈骗呢？我这里有一些例子就是在今年17号6月17号就是有一个你看到第一个的，他就上回不是有讲那个新 pass 嘛，他说他收到一个语音就说 你的新 pass 啊将被停用啊，而且它的编号呢前面有的是加65，有的是没有加65，他们会用高科技转到新加坡这样的一个电话，所以当我们看到不熟悉的电话或者是信息啊，讲到我们的新 pass 啊什么被停啊或者什么的，我们就不要去回复他是不会被停的。然后你就立刻找我们这个数码大师啊，或者你到联络所里面人家就会帮助你就是这样的一个直接的，不要再给他骗。其他的好像是这个就是第二个，就是一个高等法院的一个电话，说你要参加一个听证会啊，什么你的公司你曾利用一个公司来做非法的线上的一个博彩这些都是如果我没有公司，他说我会怎么样，然后这样的你立刻就不要接他的电话。另外一个呢，就是用那个我们的 WhatsApp 我们不是有一个视频嘛？这边他是直接的用视频来骗取这个受害者。当然这个受害者他没有被受害了，他知道他这个骗局，因为从这个电话号码加92，如果你有知识的话，加92是在南亚那个印度啊、巴基斯坦那边的一些国家，不过他们都是用高科技的那些东西来骗取，也不是说他们就知道我们的电话号码，其实他们不知道的，只是他们用那个电脑来生产一些电话号码，然后正巧我们的电话号码跟他所生产的是一致，结果就被他联系上。现在呢有很多，我到现在了还是看到一些老人家他的 WhatsApp， 就是说他的隐私没有关闭就好像我们的家里的门没有关一样如果你家里的门没有关，外面的人肯定是能够进来，所以如果你的隐私没有关闭的话呢，那就很危险。所以我建议你，如果你在不了解的状况下呢，是不要接受任何一些不熟悉人的电话号码电话，他打来你也不要管他，然后你就找我们的数码大师，你帮我把这个隐私的那个设置为我的联系人，就是说我认识的人才能够知道我的那个电话号码，或者是可以跟我联系这个相当重要。好，接下来我们来看另外一个诈骗的一个事情呢，就是关于一个爸爸，他的女儿就是接到那个牛车水分行的一个电话，他说他呢他还知道他女儿的名字，所以呢他就说他的身份证以他的女儿的身份证来发一个信用卡，而且这个信用卡呢就有一些非法的活动，然后他这个女儿就把那个电话转给他的爸爸，跟这个所谓的警员交谈了，然后就是说他带有新加坡口音就是讲话跟我们一样的，所以听起来很诚实就是很真诚这样的，但是呢这个就是一个假的，因为他的电话号码前面有一个加65所以关于到这些不清楚不明白的电话，我们是不要跟他继续的通话，因为继续的通话会让我们的那个影响我们的判断能力因为他会讲到一些事情跟我们有点符合，因为他已经掌握了我们的一些信息，那被他掌握之后我们一问他也有我们的名字或者地址那我们就变成把这个警觉心给放下来那就很危险最好如果真的有这样的一些事情的话，我们到邻里警局那边去问一下去查一下。还有几个我们来再看一下这个就是说他来自一个拉扎达的一个 Alan 打电话，他说你买的这个东西 这个产品有没有我的名字啊？有什么问题啊？所以当然，如果你是没有买东西的，你就不要怕它了。你知道这个就是假的所以通常家里有时候人家会送货过来，好像我女儿他们买东西，我都会或如果在家的话，或者我太太在家的话，都会问一下这个货品是谁买的是不是孩子买的、女儿买的这些都要问清楚很重要有时候他可能假的一个东西送到你家，说哎这个东西还要加6块钱，然后你说6块钱我要用现金付，他说不可以，这个不能够用现金，而且要那个转账的这个肯定是一个骗局当然我们也有收到我们的那个卫生部的电话啦说我们的那个疫苗啦过期啦什么都有这样的，我们也要立刻把它挂断，或者是说移民局说我们的护照信息不正确啦然后就要我们来办理或者什么这样的一些电话，我们也不要接所以以上的这些事情呢都是真实的，他们都是放到我们的官方警局的网站上面有这样的一个记录。那今天的报纸也有在继续连登，你看到这个电子商务工作骗局，就是这个年轻人也大概是20多岁吧，他就是在一个Facebook 就是面书上面看到有一个这样的一个求职广告就是说1个月可以赚大概是5000马币5-6千马币他说哇我能够一开始我就能够赚到5-6千马币，所以他就很积极的就跟他们联系，而且他说这个工作很简单，只要是用打电话进行这个买卖或者什么的，而且这个工作地点不是在马来西亚，工作地点是在柬埔寨在柬埔寨吧柬埔寨的西港是柬埔寨。然后呢他说住宿会供应给你住宿机票都包在里面3餐，而且还有钱拿，所以他就被骗去那边3个月。3个月之后呢，他在那里第一件事情就是他的护照被没收，然后就把他带到一个叫做所谓的一个唐人街。这个唐人街其实不是真正的西港的一个唐人街，而且是他们好像一个怎么讲工业区这样的，然后就很森严的有他们的警察在看守，有很高的围墙这些。然后他这个年轻人，如果你去看今天的报纸，他有那个视频，关于他们在里面怎么样被毒打，而且毒打是用那些电子的电棒来打他们，不给他们吃，不穿衣服就是这样毒打很惨不忍睹所以他就是现在他被救了，他说脱险了，很感到欣慰。这一个是6月19号，这位阿姨她就是接到一个假的一个电话，然后说她是被那个她的钱被洗黑钱她的户口然后就被冻结了被中国的公安跟新加坡的警察局互相联系的要破的一个案子。所以他今年77岁了，他就是他听信了别人5次的去银行里面取了每次5万元，总共提取了15万。他说你拿到这个钱之后呢你不可以打电话跟你家里的人说你也不可以去报案，因为我们就是警察局的警察。然后你把你的钱呢放在门口，就是你看那个门口铁门这边我们会帮你保管3个月。结果呢 而且他们会一直打电话来，就是来所谓的跟进这位老人家，结果这个老人家的钱就这样的给他偷走了啊，很可怜。然后我们要怎样去预防呢？他们到底是怎么样的来骗取？当然，他们有很多种手法啦，所以呢，现在的手法就是骗我们去买东西啦，就好像说1-2块钱的东西啊，比市场上还要便宜，要不就是这个可能就是100块，他就说啊，这个10多块你可以买啊，或者是有一些商家他是说我们是正规的，我们有警察局的一些的那些报告说我们是真正的公司，有政府的验证啊这样的说法。我先跟大家说的，我们新加坡的警察局是不会去跟那些商家做所谓的认证或者验证这件事情，是绝对没有的啊。所以你不要相信他们说我们是正规的，然后拿一个警察局的有那个所谓的信封啊，或者是证书来证明啊，这个我们坚决是不可以相信啊。另外一个就是在一些平台上，如果说就好像说Lazada 那个付款通常都是用银行来转账不是，就是说你必须要用信用卡来转，没有说要1对1的跟我们的银行转账所以这肯定就是不正确的，所以你要小心。有一些呢，就是说买家或者你是买家或者是卖家，你觉得他们有这个要你立刻做快速的决定，说你要买，现在时间不多，这样的一个压力的时候，肯定它就是一个骗人的。好，所以我们应该怎么做呢？就是说你接到这样的电话的话，如果一个加65的，肯定你不要接啊，除非你是知道你有海外的一些电话要打给你另外一个就是我们通常都有收到一次性密码我们英语就叫做 OTP， 这个一次性密码你也不要让任何人知道，因为这个一次性密码就是一个保护来的，如果你把这个分享出去的话呢，你就是很容易受到那个伤害骗取记得就是另外一个就是从不转账，你不要把你的现金转到别人的户口不要因为他说我是政府人员我是我是什么什么的，不要理会他们这样的一些人很重要，这个是自我保护。那你看在我们这个新加坡，我们的法律是相当严的，如果是有任何人牵连到这些犯罪集团即使是我们是受害者，如果我们不能够证明的话，我们也会被判入狱等到政府去后面调查如果是真的以他们参加的话，这肯定是入狱5年或者那个罚款1万元，这很多，或者两者兼施都有可能，所以是相当一个严肃的一个事情好，那今天呢我就以那个讲到这里我们来看一下我们当中的姊妹有没有一些问题有什么要问的吗？因为这个很重要，如果你不清楚的话你不要随随便便的接受别人的一些来历不明的电话或者是短讯不清楚的你要赶快去问一些认字的认英文字的或者是什么的让他们来帮助我们。好，有没有问题有没有要提问都很清楚吗？都有都 OK 了每个都 OK 了
我有做刷是不是
对对
我是 Jessie
嗨 Jessie 你好，
我可以问你一个问题吗？
可以你请问。
因为好像今天早上我的儿子说那个什么 Ninja
对
Ninja 的 delivery
送货的
晚上 evening 才来6点钟
but
怎么知道他会 突然之间很早来。
哦，这个是如果你是上网买东西的话，通常他们都会发一个短信给你说，你当然你是要知道你买什么东西啦，就好像我最近
sorry 说不是买，他是好像来 collection。
哦，来 collection 来拿取东西啦，就是你退款啦，退回东西。
我不明白是或者说为什么 collection 啊，他没有一个 receipt 给我，他拿了我的东西去，我怎么知道他们是 from that？
通常是有的，如果你是在上网买东西，好像Lazada，我有过一次这样的一个经验，就是他们买错东西啊，不是我买错，他们送错东西，然后我就退货，他们会跟我说。我们的ninja， 我们的忍者什么时候会到你的家里拿那个东西是有的，他一定是有一个短讯发给我们。
没有嘞。
那你要问你的儿子是不是他收到这样的一个短讯，你要确问一下。
他只是派一个人来 collect， 所以我就是问他你从哪里来，他说ninja。那我说为什么没有给我 receipt 的？那他拿去那个 item 了，how to prove 什么证明？
对呀，你下次跟他拍个照片，他说我不相信你，我要拍一张照片。
拍张照就可以了。
当然就要拍张照啊，你拍张照给我看，我要跟你拍张照。如果他是拍那个人呢？
拍那个人啊？
对呀。哎呀，你说我要拍一个作证啊，你哪知道是不是？
他肯咩？
你跟他讲咯，你说我现在要做证明而已嘛，我不知道你有没有取我的货啊。
okay.
你跟他说清楚，肯定是可以的。
好的，谢谢你啊。
好的，那还有其他问题吗？没有的话，我就让我的新同事，他叫 John 他会来，他就要过来，然后我们要讲英语的啊。你要从这里吗？我来交给 John 哦。等一下，我把那个屏幕来 ，John here。等一下，看到哦，每个都看得到。我把它转到，等一下哦。
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Can loud and clear.
Hi. Hi. 下午好，大家好。我的名字叫 John. My name is John. Good afternoon, everybody. And I'm your teacher for today. Yeah. So, like my colleague mentioned, it's about e-commerce scams today. Okay. So what do we hope to achieve through this session? First of all, we want to know what e-commerce scams are all about and how this e-commerce scams works. And we also want to know what kinds of scams from this kind of platforms. So we're trying to understand, some of the real examples that already happened in Singapore. So which are the top scams and how do these scammers actually trick their victims, in being cheated in online or e-commerce platforms. And of course, I think I feel for you because I know that most of you are elderly. They are just like my parents. My parents are also in the 80s, my mom and dad. So I can empathize with all of us. So we all learn together. So we want to know how to protect ourselves against e-commerce scams. So basically, we will be going through this session together. So these e-commerce scams, right? There are top 5 scams. You have the carousel. Carousel, I'm not too sure if you have ever experienced carousel. I remember I bought some boots, or some shoes from carousel. I've seen bags. I've seen all kinds of household items or even electronics like mobile phones, you know. So this is one of the areas that is people get scammed. And the other one is Facebook. Facebook is for perhaps for my generation and for your generation, where we connect with our classmates, with our colleagues, our friends, or loved ones, you know, whether they are in Singapore or they may be overseas. So it is actually a social media platform where we keep in touch with one another. Because Facebook is not just Facebook. Facebook also has a Messenger. So Messenger is something like WhatsApp. I believe that some of you, if not most of you, have WhatsApp. You know, in fact, my dad, 80 plus, right? He uses WhatsApp. If you're using, that's good. If not, it's okay. Yeah. So that's Facebook. Shopee. I'm sure that some of you have heard of Shopee. Personally, I bought something from Shopee. Everything went well. I got my stuff and there was no cheating. But actually, in actual fact, this was one of the platforms that people got cheated through Shopee. Fourthly, we have Instagram. Instagram, I'm not too sure if any of you actually view Instagram or you post anything in Instagram. Typically, I believe that the younger generations or even the middle age, they actually use Instagram. I personally use Instagram, you know, just to connect with some friends. So, of course, the other area is Telegram. Telegram, to me personally, I seldom use Telegram because I find it very, just too much. Just information overload, you know. I'm not too sure if you tried Telegram before, but if you try it, you know what I mean. So these frauds, right? This cheating actually happens online purchasing through marketplace or social media platforms. So these are areas, these are the platforms that we mentioned. Okay, so how do we know how to detect such scams and what to do? And in the event that if you become, you know, you fall into the trap, you got tricked, and then, of course, perhaps you lost some money through this platform. So we want to learn how do we detect and how do we deter, and if it happens, then what do we do? Okay, going into deeper, as in what this kind of e-commerce scams is, typically it will be like a spoofed or fake message sent through e-commerce platforms. Perhaps it may be a part-time job. In fact, even my dad, you'd be surprised. He's 80 plus, right? But he received SMS, WhatsApp messages offering him part-time jobs. Attractive. He showed me, wow, how come people offer me part-time jobs? $50, $100, $200, $300, or even $500 or a few $1,000 a month. So I said, are you sure? Do you apply for a job? I said, no. Someone just text me through the SMS and WhatsApp. They asked me, is it true? Then I look at it. I said, if it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. So I think many of us, you know, because maybe some people got tricked into it because, sorry to say this, maybe because of greed, you know, they think that, you know, fast money, good money is come quickly, you know, and it should be true, right? So if typically I would tell my friends or even my dad, right, you know, just don't take it for granted, you know, don't take it as, you know, that this is the truth, better find out more. If it's something which just appears in a text or SMS or WhatsApp, right, then likely those are actually scams, yeah. And the other area is e-commerce platforms. They would try to sell some items very cheaply. For example, Samsung phone or the latest iPhone. You know those Samsung iPhones, right? The top end is very expensive because you're talking about like 2,000 plus, 1,000 plus, right? And you see them like say on the Telegram, which you mentioned, right? Or Facebook or, you know, or one of those platforms, right? And maybe $500 or a few $100s for something which is a few $1,000s. So do you think that those are real good deals? Yeah. So sometimes they say, why don't you transfer the money to me first through your bank transfer? Then I'll send the item to you. So don't do that. Okay. So once the moment you transfer the money, the few $100s to them, right? it's as good as not seeing your money anymore because the goods won't arrive. Okay. Thirdly, it may be some platform, one of these platforms, right? They may offer you, perhaps they say, oh, I saw that at my dad's SMS, some interest rate, very cheap, cheaper than going to the bank, whether it's DBS, UOB, OCBC, cheaper than that. So in Singapore context, right, they must be authorized loan, to get a loan from them. So typically it will be like from the banks, okay, and they must have a authorization to say that they are authorized to lend out money. So if it's online, right, typically those are fake, those are scammers. I personally don't know of any authorized loan business that is done online. Okay. Fourthly, using counterfeit bank websites. I'm sure that the past year or so, many of us would have seen this in social media or in the news online or CNA, Channel 5 or Channel 8 TV stations or radio, that there are people got cheated by, like any one of us, we would have used all, if not all, the local banks, right? Like UOB, OCBC, and DBS or POSB. So there were a lot of our people, our citizens, or that was cheated. So just be careful. So especially when someone all of a sudden call you up or text you, WhatsApp or SMS or Messenger or one of those social media platforms that we mentioned earlier, and then ask you for your personal details, like your IC, NRIC, and ask for your SingPass, for your password or for your one-time password. Do not give to them. So these are some areas where they would try to trick you by using fear, by using greed or other methods to hook you and try to solicit all this personal information from you so that they can scam you to steal your money online. Okay. Another area is like what my colleague mentioned, or I think some of you mentioned earlier about parcel, right? Parcel delivery. I personally have received like a DHL, and then they will, you see a strange number, and then when you pick up, right, it may be automated, like this is DHL, press 1, press 2, that kind of thing, and then they say you have a parcel arriving, so you have to, I think it was SMS, you say you have to pay some amount to retrieve your parcel. So you have to think back, did I order anything in the first place? Did any of your family members order this item in the first place? If no, then it is actually just ignore it. Do not engage them. Do not argue with them. Do not call them and try to reason with them. So just ignore or block them. Okay? Yeah. And of course, we have also heard of how they may pretend to be police. They may pretend to be IRIS, the CPF, or pretend to be any government officials and try to trick you. Again, they will try to get information, personal information like your NRIC, your date of birth, your SingPass, or like date of birth or this. So do not give to anyone that you do not know, especially on the phone, especially through any social media. So if you do not know, do not give. Yes. So this is to protect your own personal interests, which the same advice which I give to my parents as well. Okay, so what are some of the e-commerce scams, common ones? Of course, if you Google, you search on internet, they are like top 10, but today we are in the e-commerce, right? The top 3 will be the credit for sex scams. Okay, this one to trick some of the maybe the elderly or some of the young people, in these areas, and also loan scams, which we mentioned earlier. So you look at the statistics, right? Wow, from 2018 to 2019, is a significant increase the number of cases, and this was before COVID. Right, COVID was 2020, so this was before COVID. Then for loan scams, there was also a significant increase, like 83%. From like 967 cases to 1,000 over cases. And then, of course, e-commerce scams that we mentioned, like purchase something online, and again, also also significant increase. So because we live in a very I think all of us are beginning to use a lot of digital apps and handphone, and that could also explain why more and more people got cheated in these areas. Unlike those days where we have no handphone, we got no social media, we only talk to each other face to face. Of course, it's harder, right? Yeah. So these are some statistics, right, of the 5 top platforms I mentioned earlier, like Carousel, Facebook, Instagram, Shopee, and Lazada, that how the number of cases from 2018 to 2019, right, that you can see across the board, right, all 5 areas, more and more cases where people got cheated. It doesn't matter what age group, it doesn't have to be just elderly. It could be also young people, educated people, people who are professionals, not necessarily retirees or necessarily housewives, got scammed. Even those people in know-how and educated ones also got scammed. So, and you can see here the picture here, right? It shows a girl, right? And then we are hiring, right? So these scammers, they are quite smart. They are not stupid people. So they know how to connect with you emotionally using perhaps a certain profile of the picture and using advertising expertise, trying to entice you to make it so real that they want to hire you. And they even offer you things like part-time, flexi employment, part-time, maybe work as if you can, you're not busy, never mind. When you're able, you just can't work for me, and we can also pay you day to day. So all this, a lot of times, sometimes you wonder, wow, is so good, So again, I always tell my my family members and my elderly parents, right, that if this is really too good to be true, in your own mind and own heart, you say, from my experience, is this like somebody like money fall down to the tree? Unlikely, right? So if it's too good to be true, then don't believe it. Yeah, be more skeptical, be more able to question this thing. If it's too questionable, you don't think it's true, then likely it's not true. So just ignore, just don't quarrel with them or engage them. Just move on. Yeah, just block it. Okay, if it's through handphone. Yeah. Okay, so how much was cheated so far? What are the cases? So there's so many cases, right? If you read in the news, sometimes it's so frightening, right? But we can educate ourselves so that we are better equipped, so that we have the knowledge, so that we learn from others, so that we don't fall into the trap, if possible. Okay, but it's hard to say, right? Sometimes. Okay, so money cheated from the top 10 most common types of scams, right? It is $82 million for the first year of this year, double 41 million reported in the same period in 2019. Actually, right now I'm in KCC, right? As last week was crossing the road at Red Hill MRT, cross the road to Linky CC, right? I saw this banner, if I remember correctly, every month, $500,000, people will scam $500,000 a month in Singapore. So that's, you times 12, that's, literally a lot of money, right? In a lifetime, we don't earn that much, right? So cumulatively, a lot of people got cheated. So e-commerce scams, like social media, like people impersonation scam means people pretend like I'm the minister, I endorse such investment, or police endorse this this company, and they can lend you money online or something like that. So I can tell you that a lot of this that you see on the social media, right, about like minister or police endorse, like my colleagues say, right, this business, right, those are not true. Okay, they don't do business online. They don't like police authorize business like that online. Yeah. So of course, like loan scams or banking related phishing scams, make up the majority. So about 71% of the top 10 scam types reported. So you notice that e-commerce scams, like buying and selling of goods and services online, right, is the most common. Okay, it made up about 2,089 cases out of 18,000 cases of this year. Okay, and so what we're trying to tell you is that there's a big jump. More and more businesses or more and more people, like people that we know, I'm sure, or people, maybe friends or colleagues or friends or neighbors or what, I'm sure that you have heard at least one people got scammed, Me personally, I think I was at Spottywood a few weeks ago, and then I was sharing with this lady about how to protect yourself from cyber crime, like this, e-commerce scams. And then she shared that how, maybe the latest slides where they showed that how, someone called her, and then, someone mentioned that they are from some authority, and then they want to investigate her or something like that, suspected or something. Then she got frightened. Wow, don't know where, Then they say, we'll transfer you to the police or something like that, she told me. And then she said that how they trick her into revealing her personal information, her bank details, and even give her password, and even give her one-time password, like what password of your bank account, right? Which is the first lock on the door, where you give the key to a person to your house lock. Can you imagine people enter your house to steal things, right? So she gave her password to her bank account. That means people went in, already can take things. Then the bank gives you OTP, one-time password, to give the second layer of protection. And then she also gave that one to the scammers. And then they literally transferred, I think I heard from her, if not wrong, about $34,000 Sing dollars. It's part of her life savings, And she said, John, imagine if the bank did not stop the next transfer, which is my retirement fund, a bigger sum from the bank, I don't know how to retire, because she's already so old already, what is she going to do? But of course, she made a police report, which is the right thing. If you got scammed, please make a police report, okay? But that was 2 years ago, so it'll take some time, because the police told her that this is overseas crime, yeah. So I just want to share this with you. That is a real story. So the other thing is, on the 17th of June 2022, right? Beware of scam calls claiming to be from SingPass. So you know why SingPass? If you think of it, what is SingPass connected to? You think of it. SingPass is connected to not just your Health Buddy Health Hub. Those who go to hospital, goes to polyclinic, you met us there. Then in the SGH, then we teach you how to use Health Buddy, right? And then you log in with your SingPass. So SingPass is not just to Health Buddy for your appointment, for your e-billing or e-payment, or for your ordering of your medicine delivered to your home, right? But SingPass is so connected to your bank. It can be connected to your banks. It can be connected to insurance company for your insurance policies. It can be also connected to your government-related, like your CPF and so on and so forth. So it is. Imagine this is very dangerous if you review your SingPass ID passwords, right, to somebody. Yeah. Okay. So so in this case, right, if you're not expecting any like plus 65, 6 plus 65 is local. So if you're not expecting any plus 65 calls locally, just ignore it and just do not engage. Do not pick up and then start scolding them and this, that, because a lot of times these are done randomly. They don't know who you are. So if you happen to pick the phone and you keep on scolding them or talk to them or slam the phone, then they know that somebody's there and they may even send you more scam messages where you fall into the trap. Yeah. So secondly is, in this case, another example, which my colleague put up in the green box. He says that he was working in the office when someone WhatsApp video him and saying that it's so-and-so from the police force. So I'm not too sure if you've seen some videos in the social media, Facebook or something, or WhatsApp, where people send, I received some like, some gentleman from some foreign country with some foreign accent, and they say they're from the police force. They wear a police cap with a SPF logo at the back, then with some make-to-believe uniform, and they say from the police force, and then they want to see the person. Can you please show me in the video call? Can you please show me your, bring out your ID, the front and back, and show me your bank card, all this. So when you receive those calls, right? Yeah, just do not engage them. Again, it is okay, it's not anything wrong to just hang up and block those calls. Okay, so especially when you see not just plus 65, but you see foreign numbers like plus something, something, something. Maybe it's from Malaysia, maybe it's from other like African countries or whatever it is. So those plus 60 something calls foreign numbers, right? So just if you're not expecting any, again, like from your children or grandchildren or from your friends who are not in Singapore, overseas, right? Then just ignore it. No? I'll tell my loved ones, okay? Because if your loved ones or your friends, right, try to contact you and you did not pick up, right, I'm very sure that they have other means to get through to you, right? Email or through your loved ones or friends to contact you, okay? Not to worry, yeah, just ignore it, okay? And the other area is that someone received a call, so-called High Court, Singapore High Court, and asking the person to attend, I mean in the right box here, to attend some court hearing, and something to do with what illegal online betting. And this person said that, oh, he did not do anything of such thing. And then suddenly he wanted to provide a number to this person to call this commercial department of police force. Okay, and this person was, I think, a bit quick-witted. He got alerted. He knew that something is wrong, so he thinks it's a scam. And he told the person that, hey, I'm going to call the CAD department. I have the number. I Google it. You know, I will not use your number. I will find it online and I will call them directly. So apparently the so-called stranger, suspicious caller, right, quickly hang up. You see? So these are ways that they try to bluff you, so to speak. They try to trick you, to hook you, and to frighten you, to get something out of you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is to do with bank. So this example here, this person, I believe that it is a real example. So it says that a call to his daughter, right, from a Chinese bank, ICBC, and this is from Chinatown branch, which is not very far from where we are. So, and the person, the caller, right, even addressed her by her name. So inform her that her IC was used to issue a credit card that was sent to address in somewhere in Bukit Timah. And there is a $10,000 due tomorrow. So they typically would use some real information, mix it with fake information. So the real information is the daughter's name, and perhaps even her, maybe they're trying to pull a fast one. They say, oh, your IC is this, is it? So they want you to review your IC perhaps. So they use, just want to confirm you, is this your IC, or can you tell me your IC, you know? So don't ever give your IC number, because then they'll take your information for to do something bad to you. And in this case, they're trying to frighten the person to say that $10,000 and it's due tomorrow, so you better pay up. So it's like a online threat now. Yeah. So she panicked. So it sounds like it's a mother. She panicked, and at this point, she was transferred. The scammer, right? They switch from one caller to another. So this person could be sitting next to each other. They already planned this game, so-called game, to frighten this particular person, the mother. So so she called her, and then she gave me the number, and this officer, right, so-called police officer, right, and this time round they think that they have a higher chance of tricking this particular person by using so-called a person with a Singaporean accent, okay, and you know, maybe la, you know, things like this, you know, sounds like local. Yeah, and they asked the person to come down to Cantonment branch, that means Central Police Station, okay, to make a police report. And so they're trying to use authority, trying to convince you that they're genuine, they're not fake, okay. So, and this person agreed. So after call, the mother spoke to her daughter, I assume, and realized that it was a +65 number, and it could be a scam call, spam, SPM, spam. So she felt that something was not right. So good thing is she called the bank and asked the customer service whether if there's a credit card being issued, you know, and that so they confirmed that oh, nothing was issued. So after that, the mother, right, tried calling the number that appeared on the phone, I assume, and then realized that it's actually not a bank call. it was some stranger. So something is very wrong, right? In this case, so be careful. So these scammers, right? You notice there's already a certain pattern. So this pattern will change. They will continue to evolve. Like COVID, right? At first was like Delta, then Omicron, then Omicron with different. So even scammers, right? Their tactics, their techniques and tactics will change. They will find ways to try to trick you. Okay, so how the scammers? Okay, so there's this guy got a call. Another example from Lazada. So Lazada is another e-commerce platform. So I'm not too sure how many of you actually use Lazada. So Lazada, like Shopee or Shopback, is a different brand. It's just a different brand, different customer experience. You could find like things that you want to find in Shopback or Shopee. Might be able to find it at Lazada. Just that maybe their discounts, maybe the price a bit different. Maybe there's some promotion. So and he wanted to verify a purchase from Apple. So it was a call from Lazada, right? And this person said no, and immediately ended the call, and he only got his name and confirmation of his number. So I think what this person is trying to say is that he realized that something is wrong, so he blocked it, and then he informed Lazada, right? So they could actually use, for all you know, they could also use other platforms where I'm not too sure if sometimes they know what you're doing on the phone. Somehow they found out, and then they may try to trick you, randomly trick you, say that, oh, we're calling from Shopback or Shopee. I think you made a purchase, and then this and that. So they're trying to trick you to give them more information, or try to trick you to transfer money. So just be careful. Then scam call using local number like this and claim that they are from MOH. So I also got this when I was in SGH recently, and a lot of this elderly told me that they received some calls, MOH, and just be careful. And also automated calls pretending to be ICA. So this person received 2 calls. A lot of times they try to use all these government agencies to try to trick you, perhaps to get some personal information from you. I believe that my colleague has mentioned here about this Malaysian teenager was forced to become a scammer. So we just want to show you that it's not just words, but we just want to show you, of course you can't see his face here. He was found in the social media where he was tricked and thought that he was going to get a job. I think my colleagues say that in Mandarin. So of course he fell into the trap and then realized that he was badly scammed and he was overseas. Yeah. And another one, which is very common, perhaps maybe with some of the elderly, or maybe from maybe our residents who came from China. And this is a very common tactic. They use a China Interpol. They mention your name, they mention about details about your hometown to make you think that they are actually calling you regarding to something about your home, back home in China. So they use this. So if you have family members from first, maybe grandparents, my grandparents from China, right? So just be careful. So they use this tactic, which is quite common. And so how do we, like we mentioned earlier, right? How do we know that these e-commerce scams are really scams? So like I mentioned earlier, if the deal is too good to be true, like for example, a $2,000 thing, and now they offer you like $200, do you believe it's true? Of course, very unlikely, right? So don't fall into the trap. And then they will try to use like a fake police a report or something to tell you that, convince you that they have a legitimate business and they can do this business with you. Also, don't believe that. Yeah, so police don't enter into business deals with business owners. And sellers or buyers, right, insist that you don't pay through Lazada, don't pay through Shopback or Shopee. Just bank transfer me, I give you a discount, 10%. Transfer me, I send the goods to you after that. Don't believe that. Okay, always go through the Lazada, Shopback or Shopee payment transaction platform. So what they do is the goods will arrive, already received, then Lazada or Shopback or Shopee will release the funds to them, the money, your money from credit card to them. So you rather do that. Okay, and lastly, of course, they will use time pressure. You say like earlier, right? Oh, you own $5,000, you know, this and that. So you better pay by tomorrow. If not, da 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 da. So they try to use pressure on you. Also, don't believe. You say, okay, never mind, go ahead. You know, then you hang up. You don't talk to them, don't engage them, don't quarrel them. Okay. Okay. So just in summary, right? Some of you may have received this during the maybe the police visits. Community engagement, or maybe at the CC. So if you do receive any plus numbers, like plus 65, and you're not expecting any calls from anyone overseas or locally, especially on your phone calls, then just ignore it. Yeah, just ignore it. Again, do not pick up and start quarreling with people, okay? Because you only entice them to do a bit more things to you or try to disturb you. Yeah. Second thing is, never share your OTP one-time password, your SingPass that I mentioned, your passwords, perhaps your bank account or your NRIC details with anyone over the phone, because you don't know who they are, right? And also never allow anyone to use your bank account, like they say, oh, so-and-so, you know, I could give you a 10% discount, or I give you an interest rate. You let me use your bank account. I just want to transfer money to my friend somewhere back home or family members. I don't have a bank account or this. Can you let me, you know, then entice you with some money. Please do not do that. Why? Because they may do something illegal, and then during the police investigation, because your bank account is being used, right, and it shows up in the investigation, then the police will call you up for an interview. Why was your bank account being used? Were you part of this thing that you know about it? So if you do not want to get yourself into a very difficult situation to be scammed or any issues, then just ignore all this. Don't get involved. Yeah. Okay, so just to say that I don't think any one of you fall into this category, but just to let you know that in Singapore, right, we're trying to protect the citizens' interests. So basically, this is a message that anyone who is a member of locally organized like gangs or some criminal group, and they out to scam our elderly, you know, or our people, right? So basically, it means that it may be a jail term up to 5 years and a fine up to $100,000 or more. So it's just like a friendly warning. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have. Do any one of you have any questions?
How do they get our phone numbers? Even in Telegram groups, my phone number is not shown, like only can be seen by friend, but I still get like, you know, are you interested in part-time job and all this and that? Yeah,
Madam Jasmine, I personally, right, I don't, nowadays there's no more yellow pages, remember? So they may be randomly, somehow or other, they just call randomly. It's not targeted at you personally. They just want to do phishing. They just try only. Maybe they call 100 numbers, 200 numbers, 1,000 numbers, and they just need one or two to fall into the trap. Yeah, so it's not at you, but just randomly.
But without a phone number, how they play like Toto like that, just permutate.
Yeah, because nowadays technology is so advanced, right? So there are ways where they can use technology to randomly call numbers in Singapore. So it's not just you, me, my parents, my friends, my colleagues, all of us have received, sometimes while we are talking to you, we may even receive like a scam, you know, like SMS, WhatsApp messages, or even a strange number. So all of us get it, actually. No one is immune to it. Yeah. So we just be aware of all this, and then what we share with you, and just make sure that your guard is up when you receive such things. Don't try not to click on things that's unnecessary or to answer them. Just ignore them. Yeah. Hope you answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, can I check with you? Just now you mentioned Facebook also is one of the can get scammed. But how come Facebook? I thought Facebook normally those people put their own picture or story or this. You mean they also got advertisement?
I'm sorry. It was very soft. I couldn't hear your question. Okay. Can you repeat again? I can't hear you.
I said, how come you just now you mentioned Facebook also is one of the scam?
Okay, Madam Teo, actually, personally, I've experienced this before, where sometimes, like for example, my friend texts me, hey, just to let you all know, it was a group chat, my own school or school chat. My account, someone hacked into my account and someone tried to pretend to be me, and someone will text you, so be careful. So sometimes because somehow our password was stolen, not knowingly that our password was given away, maybe online or on the phone or something, then someone will enter it and then someone try to connect with you. Because I heard also whereby people were contacted and say that, I need this money, I'm overseas, I need the $1,000 because I'm in hospital. So I heard cases where people transfer. So if you ever encounter such thing, right, and people pretend to be your friend or family members, and they ask you for money because they're overseas or something, what will you do? If for my parents, right, or for my loved ones, right, I'll tell them that, why don't you just call the person directly or call someone that knows the person and find out if it's true. Okay, you want to find out if it's true before you even, engage or do the transfer, right? You want to find out from the source first, yeah. Okay. So it does happen, ma'am.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi, John. Jessie here.
Hi,
What
Jessie.
about those machines that I used to see at East Point, Ang Mo Kio, about free sample? Is it a scam? Something like this?
Oh, okay. I've been to Ang Mo Kio Hub a few months ago to watch movie. Is it on the movie, the KT level, right?
Basement,
Yeah,
yes.
they got drink stores, then they got machine. Yeah.
Can we try that out? Is it a scam?
Okay, so the question now is, we are skeptical. It's good to be skeptical. So, okay, what information do you need from you when you try to get something from the machine?
My friend said must give them the email. Only the email.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. So they have prices up there, right? So your question is this true or not?
All these
samples. Like what kind of samples?
Sometimes drinks, sometimes peanuts, small thing lah, small item.
Okay, $1-2 thing lah. Okay, so they want your email. So they're asking you, is there any fine prints inside? So that means they say that, if I understand correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, it means they're asking for your email and then they may give you a drink or give you something, right?
Yes. But I did ask the staff, the staff will replenish once a while. So I asked the staff, is it a scam? They said, no, we are doing the promotion for other supplier. Yeah,
I will not say they're scam or not. What I'm saying is, first of all, you ask yourself a question, will you be comfortable to give them your email in the first place? If you're not comfortable in giving your email to them in exchange for a drink, then don't take it. So it's like they give you a small reward, then they ask you for email, right? Then you don't know what they do with the email.
They will sell our information to other people.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Or you think of the possibility. So if you're not comfortable, then don't give your email away. Yeah.
Nowadays got so many machine, vending machine, like giving out free sample, like Auntie Sam also, right? Auntie Sam.
Yeah. So okay, let's say in the event that you felt that something was wrong. For example, I don't know, something is wrong. Though I saw it, I didn't try it because I was with my friends and then we just passed by, I saw something similar. So in the event that you felt that something is wrong, maybe what you could do is, you think that possibly that, something is like, like one of those things, this topic, right? You could actually tell the management. You can go down to the office, security department and say, hey, I think something's not right, And then if you think that by giving away email and then you got lost, after giving an email, then you receive a lot of funny email messages, right? Then if you think that for that reason, you were like, I don't know whether you're a scam or what, then if that's so, if you feel that you've been scammed, then go and make a police report. That's what I'll tell
my
residents.
My friend tried for about half a year. She said nothing happened. She keep on taking free sample.
So typically in a shopping center, right? Before they can put the machine there, all I can say is they'll go through the management first. They'll go through the shopping center management, through the leasing department, whatever it is. So whatever is there, then I would not think that it's like scam or anything like that lah. To me lah, personally, I may be wrong. Yeah.
So we can verify with the management there lah.
Yes, verify the management lah. Yeah,
Yes.
ask them like, hey, this one,
Okay.
this one is, just ask them nicely lah.
All right, thank you.
We're just curious lah. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John and Joshua. Thank you.
Thank you both.
Hi everyone. This is John again. Just to let you know that my colleague and I, we are done with the session today. So we will stop here. Is it okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Yeah. Mei Ling.
哎，宝香。
Still on.
欢迎回来 ，Welcome back。过了1个小时了 ，it has been 1 hour. I hope all of you have learned many tips and tricks and skills. 所以你们学到很多提示，很多这些技能技巧来识别这些诈骗案 ，to come and identify these e-commerce scams. Okay, remember to share me what is the most important thing you have learned today. 记得跟我分享一下你们今天所学到最重要的这个你们带回家的很好的这个知识，好吗？在我们 Telegram 应用程序里跟我们分享 ，to share them with us, share them in our Telegram chat, our channel with us. Okay, I'm looking forward. 我很期待。我们现在可以去做别的东西了。We can go and do other things now. So that's all for today. 我们今天就在这边结束，再见了，拜拜。